like a classic example of a company that I admired the financial metrics on, but would never invest in because I just didn't want to be associated. And that was a company called Juul. You may remember that they made they made vaping pens. And by the way, people who invested in it early made phenomenal returns. It wasn't for me. And I think that when we look back on some of these prediction markets or gambling sites, there are a bunch of parallels that make me somewhat uncomfortable. That's not to say they aren't great businesses, and that's not to say someone else may not be a genius for investing in them, but they're not for me. And by the way, I happen to have 3 teenage kids, 2 boys and 1 girl, and I can see among particularly my sons and their friends, it sort of reminds me of Juul. It's like Juul is purportedly a smoking cessation device for adults, but if you actually looked at who was actually using Juul with all its various flavors, it was like teenage kids. They're essentially introducing teenage kids to a new form of smoking, which was not good for those kids. And I think in many respects, these new prediction markets, which are allowing betting on anything all the time, I suspect one of their big customer bases are teenage kids who are particularly susceptible to the
Interesting.
addictive
I hadn't
characteristics
really
of gambling.
thought about the children angle.
Yeah.